This is a very easy song to sing along with, so I'd love your help. I'm awakening, I am awakening, I am awakening to life. Yes, I am now. I am awakening, I am awakening, I am awakening to life. One life in which to make a difference. One day where I can make my song. One to share with all the planet. One chance to follow my heart. Why is that? Because I am awakening. I am awakening. I am awakening to life. I am awakening. I am awakening. I am awakening to life. One heart in love without condition. One mind to clearly make my choice. One soul connecting with all others. One song, one people, one voice. I am awakening. I am awakening. I am awakening to life. Yes, I am now. I am awakening. I am awakening. I am awakening to life. Every morning when I look out my window, the sun is shining over my day. Even though I may not see it, it's still shining on in every way. Key change, here we go, and I am awakening. I am awakening. I am awakening to life. I am awakening. I am awakening. I am awakening to life. Whoa.
Well, good morning. Woo! Good morning. I hope everyone's awake. Thank you, Gary, so much. Welcome to our second Sunday celebration. We're moving on up. We're moving on up to the top, so it's fun. It's exciting. My name is Reverend Lanna Cairns, and I'm the spiritual director here, the community spiritual director at the Wasatch Spiritual Center. So I'm so grateful here. I welcome you. This is a beautiful teaching. This teaching is called Religious Science. It's been around for about 100 years. We're going to have a huge party next year, and do you know who's coming? Ricky Byers. So we're going to have a cake, 100, 3 cakes. So one's going to be chocolate, one's going to be vanilla, and one's going to be strawberry. So come for that celebration. So our teachings are called The Science of Mind, and we have over 400 centers in 30 different countries. And it's based on an idea. It's a spiritual philosophy that teaches that our thoughts have the power to change our lives. And it's based on one idea that there is one power, one presence, one intelligence, moves through everything all the time. And as we learn to lead our lives with that presence, as we learn to create positive, constructive thoughts, our lives become more in harmony with all that is. So ours is a spiritual practice, but today I'm going to be talking about our 10 spiritual principles during our Sunday talk. So our philosophy is called metaphysics, and it's a study that says that what is the appearance of what we see, there's a lot more to that in reality. So we don't get beguiled by appearances, we turn within to change things in our lives. So we welcome all teachings, we welcome all philosophies. Our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, said that this teaching should just accentuate one's own religion of birth. So I was raised Catholic, that this teaching should just make me a better Catholic or what have you. He was open to being just open at the top in how these teachings unfold. So what we do here on Sundays is called Sparking Transformation. And if I don't do that, there's a suggestion box in the bag. But we're really here to be centered, to have some respite from our busy day-to-day lives, and to just feel that essence coming through us in all that we do. So every chair is blessed by the lovely Carol Harris. So thank you, Miss Carol Harris, for that. This was a spiritual practice I did in the Napa Valley Church for 2 years, that we blessed every chair. We have a prayer box in the back, so if something is upsetting you or something you need prayer for, we're here to pray. And we pray with that on you for at least a week, or a week and then some. We have Wendy Condi here, who is the co-chair of the Practitioner Council, and she's here to pray with you after as well. So we're all here to support you on your evolution with God, with spirit, with the presence, with love, with peace, with abundance, and with joy. So thank you so much for being here in our beautiful facility, our beautiful building, beautiful, everything's just beautiful. Beautiful flowers, take them when you leave. We're so grateful that you're here. So this is the time before Wendy comes up and does a reading and we go into the silence, that I've asked a member to share with them how these teachings have influenced their lives. So we don't do announcements, we do them at the very end. There's announcements on the table. But I've asked a member here who has demonstrated these principles in such a big way, and his name is Shane Hughes. So it's Kathy's husband, so he has an inside job here, and next week their dog Zeus, the Rottweiler, will be sharing his insights into teaching. He says, I want a cookie, and I want a cookie now. But I'm really grateful that we have a wonderful member here who's going to share how these teachings have changed his life and where he's at with all of this. So I welcome to the podium Shane Hughes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I want to start out with a quick question. Have you ever faced a moment in your life, a challenge, a fear, or had a situation where you felt like, this is just too much, I can't handle this? Is it just me that said that? No. Gail, you have? Well, most of us have, and I want to share the truth that changed my life. A truth that the great spiritual thinker Ernest Holmes placed at the heart of his teaching. You ready for this? There's a power in the universe greater than you are, and you can use it. You get to use it. Isn't that cool? Those 5 words that can encompass this sermon is that, and you can use it. Not just believe in it, not just admire it from afar, but actually use it. And this power is real. I can tell you from experience, this power is real, and it's bigger than any problem you'll ever face. Ernest Holmes believed, and I believe, that the universe is not a cold, empty machine. It's an alive intelligence. It's filled with a creative presence that some call God, some call spirit, some call love. But whatever name you give it, it is real. It is responsive, and it is on your side. Say hallelujah. Can I get a witness? Oh, sorry. Sorry. Find my hat center. Okay. Think about this. The same power that causes the tiny little seed to break through the crust of the earth and grow towards the sun, that power is within you. That's really cool to think about. The same intelligence that keeps our planets in orbit or allows humans to go around planets, that same intelligence is available to you in your daily life. Dr. Holmes used to say that we're like waves on an ocean. We're real, but we're not the ocean. And when we feel small, when we feel alone, when we feel like our resources have ran out, we've often forgotten that the ocean is beneath us. It's all around us. Today, I'm here to remind you the ocean is still there. You're not a spectator. You're a co-creator. Now, here's where the teaching becomes really exciting for me. Dr. Holmes didn't just say the power exists, so go ahead and worship it. He said, you can use it. And you really can. That's what I can tell you personally. You can use it. Why are you laughing? I got a book hanging? Okay. So how do you use this, right? It's through the incredible gift of your very own consciousness. Holmes taught that your thoughts are not just little flickers. They're actually a spiritual force that moves through a responsive universe. When you hold a vision in your mind with faith and clarity, you're not just wishful thinking. You are planting a seed in the infinite soil. This is what he called the law of mind, as reliable as gravity and as universal as the sunlight. It doesn't just work for the spiritually perfect. Where was I? I lost my... Yeah, the spiritually perfect. I got thrown off a little bit like there. It doesn't only work for ministers or for mystics. It works for you. It works for me right now in your life, exactly as it is. The shift that Dr. Holmes invites us to make is stop approaching God like a beggar, hoping that today he will bestow upon us a gift. Approach the power like a beloved child who has already been given everything and just simply needs to claim it. Like when I was a kid, I just knew I could go to the pantry and get my Captain Crunch. I knew it was there, right? How do you use this starting today? What does it look like in practice? Well, there's three relatively simple steps. First of all, shift your inner conversation. When fear or doubt arises, notice it. Then ask, what would I think if I believed a greater power was working through me right now? Let that question open the door inside you. Let that sink in. Pray affirmatively. Rather than asking God to fix something out there, speak from a place of knowing. I know that wholeness is my truth. I know that love is active in my life, and I know the right answer is already here. Say it until something inside of you says, yes, that's truth. Take one inspired action a day. Use this power. It isn't passive. After you align your mind with it, you've got to move on it. Make that call. Write your daily affirmations. Have that conversation. The power moves through your action, not instead of your action. Friends, in closing today, you didn't come into this world alone. You're not walking through it alone. Behind you, beneath you, within you, there is a power that has never left you, never forgotten you, and has never stopped believing in you. Dr. Holmes gave us a gift, a reminder that this power is not reserved for someone else's life. It's yours. It's always been yours. So when you walk out of here today knowing this power, know this power in every cell of your body. Know this. There is a power in the universe greater than you are, and you get to use it. And so it is.
Thank you, Shane. I love your light. We are so on the same page. Literally on the same page. Yes. Literally, anyway. I'm listening to Shane, and I had a couple of things. I brought my Science of Mind 365 because Ernest Holmes was on the cusp when he started teaching this teaching. He was so profound. He was teaching metaphysics in a way that we're just coming into realization of what that actually means in our daily lives. So thank you for reminding us that, Shane. So in the Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes kind of took all those collective agreements of the sages from all religions, all backgrounds, all truth. And that's what we're here to celebrate. So I form a new concept of God. We shall be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye. That's 1 Corinthians 15:31. Ernest Holmes reminds us, the power of life within you is a spiritual power, able to bring you permanent peace, increasing happiness and joy, and greater material abundance. These things that have made man miserable can be eliminated through the conscious use of this power. God could not visit fear or hate or impoverishment upon us because God has transcended these things. The world needs a new concept of God. A new idea must be born in the minds of people everywhere about the nature of God and their relationship to this divine spirit. The only thing that can bring love, peace, joy, and prosperity to the world is a direct experience to the invisible. We must sense the immediate presence in this life. With simplicity and directness, we must sense at the center of all people and working in human affairs. While it's true that the power of God is always within us, it is not true that we have always been realized His presence. To realize this is to be able to make conscious use of it, to direct it for ourselves and for others. I rely on my inner power to work with me in creating the kind of life I deeply desire. I know that within myself I can find the guidance I seek and the strength that I need. With love in my heart, knowing I'm unbound and unlimited, I accept myself as a happy, healthy, strong, successful person right here, right now. And with those words, as we enter the silence, we accept this absolute glorious truth, and with these words opens our field of grace. God is, period. God is all there is, the divine presence that lives, moves, and expresses through all of creation. Every manifest form, every man, woman, and child, everything that is seen and everything that is unseen. It is the very life force the one source that unites us all as one in this beautiful gift of life. I am grateful for this knowing as I see each and every one that stands before me in their unique expression of God, unfolding in beauty and perfection. I bless the very ground upon which I walk, that we walk. I bless the air that we breathe. I bless the water that we drink. And I honor and cherish the very fire that burns deep within our soul, that fire of God that lights our spirit, that not only guides our path, it provides us with wisdom. It propels us ever forward to our greatest yet to be. I bless everyone who crosses my path from the east to the west, from the north to the south, to the intersection of consciousness of where we meet, which is God, that is the source of all. I claim an ever-increasing good for all those who hear my words, that they know the true nature of themselves, that of peace, that of joy, that of freedom from everything that's not that. I have an ever-increasing, broadening, expanding heart to include all of those that the hands and heart that built this village, the people, hands, the hearts that are come together in Wasatch under Reverend Lanna's direction, knowing the truth of who we are, what we are, and how we serve in truth. I claim a divine abundance flowing through everything that we do right here, right now. I am simply grateful. Grateful for the Spirit, grateful for everything that is in beauty and wonder, the beauty that surrounds us, the beauty that flows through us, and the beauty that is us. Not only as a community, but as an individual. I give great thanks. I hold the light of truth, knowing that we are all connected in the vibration and energy of love. So I simply just take my word, I release it back into the mind and heart of God, into the law that always says yes. And together we say, and so it is.
What do you imagine? What do you imagine is possible right here? Do 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 do. What do you imagine is possible right here? To drive away the violence, all the separateness and fear. Love is the only method, yes it is, that seems to bridge this space we have all created between the human race. Whatever you imagine, whatever you believe, the heart can make it happen, all that our minds conceive. Whatever you imagine can become the truth today, in everybody's actions and in every word we say. You know the seed is the beginning, Just imagine it to grow, grow, grow. And all the world remember it. Then love is all we'll know. As I look back now, as I reflect, there is so much about this world I could regret. But you know that our lives, our world, stop new every day. Just imagine love surrounding us. Here's what we'd say. What would that be? Whatever you imagine, whatever you believe, the heart can make it happen. All that our minds conceive. Whatever you imagine will become the truth today. In everybody's action and in every word you say, you know the seed is the beginning. Just imagine it to grow, 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 and all the world remember it. That love is all we know. Do, 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 do. Do you care? Do you care? Do you care? What do you and you and you and you and you and you imagine?
Wow, that, we are so blessed with so much talent here. I didn't know Shane Hughes wanted to be a minister. I better watch my back with him. Wendy Condi, beautiful prayer, heart-centered. I'm so grateful just to have such wonderful leadership here today. So today my sermon is called Outliers Don't Distort Spiritual Principle. They reveal it. In our teachings in January, we typically go back to the first 4 chapters of the Science of Mind textbook. What it is, how we use it, how it works. But I think to bring everyone up to speed in a new community, I want to talk about what do we believe in? What are our spiritual principles? I love going back to school. I loved going back to school in August or September and getting my school supplies and getting ready, my new markers and pencils. But I really love going back to why we talk about our principles all the time. Principles over politics, principles over personality, principles over everything. So I want to talk today about principles. Next week, I'm going to talk about spiritual laws. What are the spiritual laws that we believe in? And then the following week, we'll talk about practices. And then after that, I'm out of ideas. No, just kidding. After that, I'll go back to principles again. So Ernest Holmes said this about principle. He said, "It is not bound by precedent, and our good is not limited or conditioned by any good that has ever been made manifest." So the spiritual principles of science of mind are how and why our practices work. So the practices for us, meditation, prayer, treatment, they're the methods. But the principles are the laws and truths that those methods are based on. So Ernest Holmes was very mystical, but very logical. He was very spiritual, but he was very practical. And what he did was go through all the historical ancient religious traditions. It's almost like he had a golden thread and went through the Vedas, the early scriptures of Hinduism, going through the Dhammapada, the books of Buddhism, all the way from Judaism to Christianity to Muhammad to the whole Muslim faith. And what he found was this, that these mystical traditions said that there is just oneness with the divine, and that the belief that ultimate reality is really spiritual, not physical, not material. And then he studied New Thought teachers in the 19th century New England who were saying that this lives within us. He learned from them the creative power of thought, and that healing was through mental alignment with this truth. And so he studied 3 master teachers. One was Ralph Waldo Emerson, and I heard a story this week that I guess when he was visiting his brother in Princeton who was studying psychology, he had a copy of Emerson's book. And his brother, and it wasn't Fenwick, he had 8 older brothers, our founder, who said reading Emerson for him was like drinking water. But what he got from Emerson was that the divine is within. What he got from Emma Curtis Hopkins, who was Mary Baker Eddy's protege for only 18 months, I thought it was a longer time than that, the structures of metaphysical teachings, how we can pray and adapt into that. And what he got from Judge Thomas Troward was that the creative mind works through a universal law. So when he published Science of Mind in 1926, he organized it into clear, concise chapters and conversations. And this was the big question he asked when he created the principles. He said, if God is infinite, what must be true about the universe and about ourselves? That is the question where the central principles of our teachings come from. So there's 175 principles. No, just kidding. There's only 10 principles that I just I hope you have some chocolate Easter eggs in your pocket left because you may need them. But there's only 10 spiritual principles, and I just want to punctuate those conversations. So the first one was creation. And he said the physical universe is one of the manifest of the one reality. And this one infinite reality creates all that plus so much more. But what he wants us to know is that it comes out of goodness. It comes out of a greater good constantly being made manifest, that the impulse of spirit is good. I can talk about free will and see where that gets us, but the impulse of creation is one of the expression of goodness. He talks about the creative process, that this one infinite reality works through something we call the law. I like to call it the servant of spirit. It does what spirit asks. But there are 3 main attributes in this. One is that it's impersonal. It doesn't matter what you did last week. It doesn't matter what you did last Tuesday. It doesn't matter what you plant into it. It will deliver immediately or eventually when it's best for you. So if you plant in a thought that says, oh, this job is going to be difficult, then this job becomes difficult. So it is impersonal, it is automatic, it delivers right when you say, but it's intelligent. So we talk about the threefold nature of spirit eventually, but we have the seed, we have the soil, and we have the plant. But I like to say it as vapor, as water, and as ice. The vapors of spirit come into this water, into the form of ice. But this threefold nature, it being automatic, that it works right when you plant the thought in, it doesn't care if you plant it's good or it's bad, that I'll have money or no money. It is impartial to you. See, God isn't something we pray to. We pray from the truth of who we are. So I don't think that divine mind knows good or bad. I think it just does as it's told. It is the intelligent working of spirit. The third one is the eternal life, that we believe this one infinite reality, since we are made of God, it never dies. That I think consciousness shifts in ways that we can't even explain. And when I see God, I see truly the visions of the Hubble telescope. I see something so beyond what we know, so beyond magical, so beyond beautiful, so beyond powerful. But I know our consciousness never is done. And even when my mom died last April, and I walked out of the Catholic Church, and I said, God, I need some sign. I need to know something. What came from the sky? A white feather. A little white feather. And I tried to grab it, and it literally blew away. So sometimes we're so busy, we don't even know, we're so unaware of what's happening in this realm of the eternal life. The fourth one is freedom. Ernest Holmes says, if I have it, so do you, that we have freedom to be who we are. It's a big thing for me. If our religion didn't say this, I don't think I would be a religious scientist minister. That we have freedom to constantly choose a greater expression of that truth. That we're not bound by what was. We're not bound by any of that, but our thoughts truly create our experience. He says heaven on number 5 is the state of consciousness. It's not a place we go to. He says 6, love, that love is the impetus, the driving force of spirit. That it is what spirit knows for everyone's greater evolution. And love, he says, is the impulse, and law is how it works. Number 7 is oneness, that there's just one infinite reality. And we call it so many names on stage. I've heard everything from this to that, but I encourage you to find that word for you. For me, it's the presence. It's the peace. It's the love. It's the truth. But this one infinite reality, everything comes from it and everything returns to it. The 8th quality is spiritual beings, that we're spiritual beings having this material experience, physical experience. 9 is spiritual laws, from the law of attraction to the law of unity, that these laws work all the time. And we all know the law of attraction. It's probably the most overused one in popular media. You know, I remember that Saturday Night Live skit with Stuart Smiley. He goes, I love myself, I'm beautiful, and I got it going on. And that mirror is saying it back to you. But the law of attraction is like attracts like. So if you want to be something and have something, you have to be it first. If you want to have a relationship, you have to be love. If you want to be a giver and have abundance, you have to give in different ways. So like attracts like is probably the first and most used spiritual law. And lastly, the threefold nature, that one infinite reality expresses itself into the law, and out of the law comes the body. So the law is kind of like the sausage maker of spirit. I don't think it's ever been described like that, but it's the machine of how God works, that it's always on, it's always working, and it's working for your benefit. So for example, before I met my husband, I wrote 40 qualities of what I wanted in somebody. I got 4, but that's okay. No, just kidding. No, better than 2. No. I actually got 400 qualities, right? But I had that vision in mind of what I wanted. I have to do one joke, and that's my joke for the sermon. But this threefold nature is not only how God works, but it's how we work, because we're one in that. So Ernest Holmes says it is necessary for us to understand that the only active principle is spirit. So this past week, I was at an event, and I left Salt Lake City with this intention, with this prayer. I did a little vision board of different things I cut and paste on the computer, and I came back feeling 180 from that. It was an interesting experience. I had to sit with myself on this Wednesday night at this event and just pray for some insight from this experience. But God always delivers. I connected with other fellow ministers. I connected with teachings. But what I thought I was going to was what I left was something very different, and it was good. So Malcolm Gladwell says this about the outlier. He says those moments or people that don't seem to fit the expected pattern, yet reveal a deeper truth, something that is situated away and classified differently. He says that the idea that success is solely due to hard work, and instead argues it is the generation expressing something new. I hooked up with new ministers. We were so on fire with these teachings. But last week, I said that Ernest Holmes says, our teachings are a thing of destiny. He says, I believe that the evolutionary process periodically in history pushes something forward as a new emergent to meet a new demand. Welcome to the Wasatch Center. Here we are. So the teachings of Ernest Holmes, we are reminded again and again that the universe operates through a law, that there is consistency and order, that spirit is not random, it's not chaotic, it's not a fluke. It is governed by principle. We learn that thought is creative, that consciousness shapes our experience, and what we embody inwardly is what we experience outwardly. These are principles, they're dependable, they are trustworthy. But then you know what happens? Life. Life happens, the disruption. And suddenly something doesn't fit. And you've done everything right. You've prayed, you've focused, you've visualized. My prayer partner and I prayed every day while we were at this conference. We've aligned our thinking. We've stayed positive. And then something unexpected appears. And at that moment, we might call it an outlier, an experience that seems to fall outside of an expected pattern. And our first instinct is to doubt ourselves, doubt our teachings. We go back to that old spiritual conversation saying, oh, I know this is going to happen to me. I know this is the way it is. I knew this was the truth. It was going to help me challenge myself. But what we talk about here is, what if revelation in your life is a deeper principle that you have not experienced? So principle is not prediction. One of the subtle misunderstandings of a spiritual practice is this, that we begin to treat principles like guarantees of specific outcomes. For example, we say that spiritual principle, that thought is creative. But it does not say that every conscious thought will produce an immediate visible result exactly as you imagined it, right? The thought that I'm here in Salt Lake City as a minister, I could have been a juggler in a circus in Taiwan. Who knows? Who knows how it's going to unfold for you, right? Who knows? But when you listen to yourself, it unfolds in magical ways. So there are layers to this outsource. We have something called conscious thought. We have a subconscious belief system. We have collective consciousness, which in our faith defines your heritage, your culture, your sexual orientation, your gender, your class, your nationality making up you. We also have timing of spirit. We also have a readiness of you, an emergent of something else coming forth as a collective. So when something appears as an outlier, it may not be a failure of spiritual principle. It may be revealing a complexity that we have not yet even accounted for. So outliers, like Camille Winnie, who started one of the starters of the Other Side Village, she had a spiritual function. We disrupt our certainty, not to punish us, but to expand us. So the invite I have for you is, rather than controlling life, we trust the process. Rather having the spiritual-minded formula that we use, how about we develop a relationship with spirit? From knowing how it works and be entrenched in that, we wonder how vast it is. Even Ernest Holmes acknowledged that while the law is absolute, our understanding of it is always growing. So the outliers are where true growth really happens. So if you can affirm to yourself that there is a higher intelligence working here, even if I don't understand it, this isn't blind faith, it's an evolving faith. And to see outliers or a situation that you never thought of as an opening to a greater truth within you. And sometimes what looks like an exception is actually a redirection. Sometimes what feels like a breakdown is a reconfiguration. Sometimes the very thing that doesn't fit your plan is what allows for a greater expression to emerge. You know, when I lived in California, I thought for sure I would find a husband from San Francisco to Sacramento. I thought there had to be one eligible bachelor in that area because I loved the wine country. I love drinking wine. I love being there. It is just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then when Brad said, oh, I live in Salt Lake, and I said, oh, is that where Sundance is, or was? And when I came here, it has been the best thing for me. Was that on my 40 qualities? No, number 3 was Sebastopol, Mendocino, Northern California. But it was the best for me, but I was open. I was open to it. I was open to his love. Not having to be the way that Lanna likes to roll, but open to a greater person in my life that I couldn't even imagine had all 400 qualities. So in this way, the outlier is not the outside of principle. It actually is the principle, expressing in a way that you did not anticipate. So the question I ask you is, how do we live with these 10 principles of our teachings and yet become an outlier? I love yesterday I had my spiritual coach, Carol Harris. She doesn't know that, but she is. But she said, it's funny, Lanna, we're all outliers in a community. Isn't that a novel idea? That our center isn't minister-focused, it's community-driven. So open to be surprised, open to be stretched, open to discover that spirit is not limited by our understanding of it. We know there is one life, that life is intelligent, that life is my life, that life is creative, that life is expressing through everyone. And nothing, no experience, no condition, no so-called outlier exists outside of the one. So I encourage you today to embrace a deeper knowing of that truth. Krishnamurti, a wonderful, wonderful teacher who lived in Ojai. I had a friend actually whose father-in-law was his assistant, and I was supposed to meet him one day, and I got there and he was in meditation. But he said this, he said, the highest form of human intelligence is to observe yourself without judgment. So as we watch our own thoughts, our own beliefs, let's us allow for pure awareness to come forth rather than a filtered evaluation of how to be. So the principle is always working, even when it's working in ways that we yet recognize. But it's in that recognition, this isthmus from what was to what is where we truly find peace. So I'd like to close with a quote from our founder. He says, we must be specific in what we do, while at the same time never outlining how it shall be done. So let us take a moment to go in, just to feel this presence that we call God, that we call one, that we call the way, that we call the Tao, peace, that this consciousness is one of a compassionate, loving heart, that this consciousness is so beyond creative that we can have astronauts going around in a figure eight around the moon and placing them back on planet Earth. That the abundance of God, the 8 billion people that are all so different. So God is one of many faces. God is one of many colors. God is one of many belief systems, that we are all the fractal of that one. That we truly are the faces of God here and beyond. So I am unified with that the breath that I take is truly the breath of the one, that the thoughts and creativity and how I live my life is God expressing through me unobstructedly into its greatest evolution. That the money I have is God's money. That the breath, the life I have is truly God's life. So I am that which that is. I am that I am. And so I know if that is the truth for me, I know that is the truth for everyone here, for all those online, wherever we are, that life is expressing through you, that you are open to joy and receptivity to what is, that you're not confined by what should be or how it should look or how it should come forth in my life. That we together are just open to receive the truth of our beingness in this expression. So I know and realize in this moment that God is one of abundance in your life. That God is one of creativity, of peace, of joy, of illumination for everyone here. Because that is what God is. And so I'm thankful for these teachings. I'm thankful for Ernest Holmes. I'm thankful for all the teachers that led him to this realization. I'm so grateful and thankful for the Other Side Village, for Natalie, for Keith, for Backer, for all the people that put this together today, for Raj's team, for Brian, for Joanne, for the amazing Gary Stoddard, to Wendy Condi, to Shane, to all of those here today. I'm so thankful that you showed up in your pure light. So I'm thankful for this moment, knowing the best is yet to come, knowing these teachings will expand and go through Salt Lake City in such a beautiful way, that we together as one, as the Wasatch Spiritual Center, lighten the way and alleviate the load, that we connect with one another and build a beautiful sacred community of pure potentiality. And so I'm just grateful I know this. I put these words into the prayer knowing it's already done, knowing as it is placed into the law, into the servant of God, that thy will be done for the highest and best for all involved, for all time. And I simply let these words be, I release them, and know the best is yet to come. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you. So this is the part of our service where we tithe, where we give from our hearts or generosity. We have QR codes in the back if you feel free to give. But I also have a joke, because we need one real joke every service. So there were two men who were marooned on an island. One man paced back and forth, worried and scared, while the other man sat back and enjoyed the sun. The first man asked the second man, "Aren't you afraid we're about to die?" "No," said the second man. "I make $50,000 a week and tithe faithfully to my church every week. My minister will find me by Monday." So yes, that's a little joke for today. So in 2 weeks, April 19th, we are going to have a mini town hall, meaning if those that are interested in building this community, I would like your opinions about a lot. There's a lot happening behind the scenes. And then our executive board will get together after that. So April 19th is a mini town hall here after. Light lunch will be provided, meaning you better have a good breakfast. But we will have a light lunch offering for that. And it should just be an hour, maybe an hour and a half. On May 2nd, I'll be teaching a workshop here for about 2 hours called Sacred Communication. And we're going to use the book of Joseph Grenny, who's the founder of the Other Side Academy. He wrote a book that Gail gave me called Crucial Conversations. How do we speak to one another in sacred community? how do we act with one another in sacred community? So we will be doing that on May 2nd. And May 5th, Wendy Condi and hopefully some other person will be teaching the ancient wisdom of science, ancient wisdom traditions. It's called Ancient Wisdom and Science of Mind, which introduces ancient wisdom traditions and their expressions within the science of mind teaching. So for those that are on track, this will be your third class. It's 5 weeks. It's on Zoom. It's 6:30 to 9, and the class is $190. So it'll be a really great class to take from Wendy Condi. So I thank you so much for being here. And I just know onward and upward into something really great is unfolding at the Wasatch Center. And we have flowers again. Thank you, Jamie and Kelly, for going to the local flower store, Trader Joe's, and bringing these flowers. So there's flowers here and there's flowers in the back. We're about giving here, giving. We practice one of our values I'll talk about next week. It's called SIVA, which is selfless giving, where we love to give, and as we give, it unfolds in such a great way for us. So thank you for being here, and Gary Stoddard will take us out with a beautiful song. Thank you.
Love be with you till we meet again. Love be with you, let peace enfold you, and spirit lift you, breathe it in. Truth come through you, make good flow to you. Let joy renew you till we meet again. Love be with you. Whoa, love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Ooh, all together, hand in hand, we see the light and take our stand. We are changing a whole new life for you and me. We take our love and set it free and share this blessing. Love be with you, peace enfold you, spirit lift you, breathe it in. Truth flow through you, make good flow to you, let joy renew you till we meet again. Love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Love be with you, peace enfold you, and spirit lift you, breathe it in. Truth come through you, and look all through you, let joy renew you till we meet again. Love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Ooh, love be with you. Love be with you. Love be with you.